Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Midnight Monster Corner Horror Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Corey, and today I'm doing a review coming to you from 1982, and that's John Carpenter's The Thing. Um, I've been really wanting to do this review for a while, so with that, let's just jump straight into the storyline. So the storyline follows a group of scientists that are stationed in Antarctica. I believe it's about a 12-man team. Um, they they get confronted. Yeah, I would say they get confronted by kind of a Norwegian team uh, from up north, higher up north, in which that team had discovered a spaceship and an alien in the ground. They took it back to their campsite. The alien thawed out, wreaked havoc upon them, and they were chasing this dog into the Americans' campsite. Now, upon them chasing this dog, you see them shooting at this dog, and of course, obviously, they can't speak English, so the Americans were really confused on what was happening. The helicopter gets blown up. Long story short, one guy draws a gun. All of a sudden, they fire upon this guy, killing him, and they really don't know what the beef was with the dog. They soon find out as the dog starts changing form and stuff. They realize, obviously, hey, this is an alien form. They fly to the Norwegian campsite, in which that's where they see all the evidence to what's backing up what they're seeing. And then upon that, they get back to the American campsite, and essentially things just go from bad to worse and gets worse. And I'm pretty much just going to leave it there because honestly, if you haven't seen this and you're a John Carpenter film, go buy it. It's great. With that, I'm going to jump into the things I like and I dislike about this film. And again, I don't dislike anything about this film. It's a great film. The atmosphere is captured really well. Of course, it's a very desolate and cold place, and you almost get that feeling watching this film. There's scenes where Kurt Russell's character, McCready, is walking down into like a basement area, and it's just icicles everywhere. It's just all frozen. There's ice everywhere. It's really cool looking. I thought they captured everything just really well. And then there was like one scene where they go to the Norwegian campsite, the campsite or research facility, whatever. But you see where the one of the scientists or whatever had slit his wrist, and just his blood had frozen. So I thought that was a really cool touch. That was really neat. Just goes to show like how cold it is there and how fast things can just freeze. So I found that being really cool. So obviously this alien has been trapped under ice for like 100,000 years. I think that's what they said. And pretty much just remained frozen. And then obviously when they thawed him out, that's when he went apeshit. But yeah, the special effects for this was really cool. The cast was awesome. And again, like I said, the atmosphere, I guess the location was just perfect for this film. Yeah, as far as like all my John Carpenter films, this definitely makes my top 5 as far as my favorite John Carpenter films. Just seems like he always captures everything really well as far as, atmosphere, score, visual effects, just you name it. And of course, he always has a great cast in his films. Like I said, Kurt Russell's perfect for McCready's character. And then, oh god, what was the guy's name for Child's? I forget his name, but don't hate. But there's another well-known. There's actually a couple pretty good actors in here that you recognize faces. Yeah, I wanted to also really quick talk about the special effects for this and just how phenomenal the special effects was. And again, for that time period, for 1982, I mean, they didn't really have, the stuff that they do these days, as far as CGI, stuff like that, but they made it work for this. And I need to go back and watch the special features on this. It's been a long time, but I know a lot of it was puppets, obviously, and just practical effects, but, I just wanted to see if they did, like, claymation, because there's, like, one scene where you see a guy's head grow legs real quick and just kind of spider out, and I thought that was really a cool touch. But yeah, overall, and there's a twist to it. You're led to believe one thing, and instantly something else occurs. And the whole time, even now, like, so this was a watch that I haven't watched in a while, and I sat down and I decided I was going to watch it. And upon me watching it, I realized, oh my gosh, this twist got to me, because I completely forgot about it. But overall, it's a great film. Like I said, you're a Carpenter film or fan, you need to go check his stuff out. Like I said, top 5 for me. And that honestly, if you guys want to see a top 10 John Carpenter list for me, leave a comment down below and I'll do that. Because I'm going to try and do top 10 lists throughout each week. But yeah, The Thing, you can't go wrong. It's a great film. With that, like always, like, share, subscribe. Check me out on the Facebook group and follow on Instagram. And I believe myself and Frosty, if you don't know who Frosty is, if you haven't checked out the Loot Bros podcast, I've been recommending, or at least recommended them in one of the episodes, but go check them out. They're awesome. They're very knowledgeable, especially if you like video games. Very knowledgeable about video games, and a lot of them, they live stream a lot of their video game play. But go check them out on the Facebook group or even on YouTube. But that's the Loot Bros podcast, and Frosty, who's one of the hosts on that show, he's going to be coming on, and I believe we're going to start doing a full-blown podcast show where we're Skyping in and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming up soon. We're working out the bugs a little bit, but that should be coming up. And if you guys got any themes for that, you guys want to see something out of us, a little more in-depth review. I know we've got a couple films, and this is honestly why this video has kind of come out a little late, because I've actually been watching a lot of films, especially with Frosty, over the weekend. So we got tons of stuff that we're going to talk about with a few films that we've watched together. So with that, like always, like, share, subscribe, check us out. Later.